Good morning. This is Mama Pat and Rosie. And Rosie's being lazy this morning, but she's here. She just, it takes her a little while more time than it does Mama Pat to get ready. This morning, I'm making trim. I needed some more trim. I make this from fabric, and you can take it and throw it in your copier and copy it and make you some paper trim. But this is fabric right now, and I use dark thread on this, but you can use any color thread that you want to use on it, and then when you start to use it, you can glue a colored ribbon down over your stitches to make your to coordinate with the page that you're using. Now I take my little bit of cotton fabric and I cut it the width I want. And if when you doing something and you want your trim a little bit smaller, you can always trim it down a little bit. But so far I found that this width was good for my journals and for belly bands and different things that I use. Now, you could sit here with a needle. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can hand stitch it and tie your knot in the end and hand stitch it all the way and then gather it like you want it. But on the sewing machine, if you set your stitches to a long stitch, I got mine on 5, and if when you stitch it, you don't hold on to it, just guide it. Try to get the center of your fabric. Okay, when you finish, pull your thread out. You always, no matter what you're sewing, you want to pull your thread out this far so your needle will stay threaded. If you don't pull it out that far, when you start back sewing, then your needle's going to catch up that thread and then it's going to come unthreaded. Okay, we're going to get rid of the sewing machine, and then I'll show you what to do. Okay, on one end, get your thread and you tie a knot in them. Tie a knot in on both threads at one end. Now I used white thread this morning because that's what was in my sewing machine. But I use whatever I got in my sewing machine because I can always put the ribbon on it, glue a ribbon on it, the color I want to coordinate with what I'm doing. All right, on the other end, you want to grab your thread, and you got two threads here, but you want to grab one of them, separate them, and pull one of them and gather your fabric. You gather a little bit at the time. Don't try to pull too hard. Just let it gather as you come down. And with this trim, you don't want to tie it together. Now you can do the same thing with gathering a bodice on a dress or gathering a skirt on a bodice. That's what I was trying to say. But see, you can get your trim, make your trim like that. And just go all the way down with your gathers. And like I said, you don't want tight gathers. You want loose gathers. But just hold on to the same thread all the time. And just keep pulling down. And when you get all your whole length gathered like you want it, then lay it out and make sure that it's like you want it. Then you tie these strings off on this end. And then you'll have your trim. All right, your trim, then you can take it and just let me get you. Okay, let's get this. Okay, this was one of the pages that I made myself with the blue fabric and the white lace. You can look back on my Junk Journal shoestring number 1 and you can find that. Alright, now I'm going to make me some trim. Now, you need this to be fabric unless you're going to put this in copier. If you put this in the copier and make paper trim, then you want to use the paper to lay down over it to coordinate with your page. But this morning, all I've got is just the cloth, and I hope you get it if you want white. Well, white, get you some white ribbon or fabric. You can cut you a strip of fabric and put over your stitches to match your page. And like I said, if you want you trim a little smaller, just cut down on each side of it, and then you can have it smaller. But now it's going to be hard to put ribbon on that because it's so narrow. But if you use the thread, the color thread, to coordinate with your page, then you won't won't need nothing else up here. But I found that if you put ribbon or a little bit of lace or something on it, it makes it prettier anyway. And I'll show you a page that this is a heart journal that I got started. I just got it started, and I think I showed you a page in it. I just got me a piece of cardboard and cut my heart out of the cracker box, and then I put my magazine page on each side. This was some of the fabric. The paper that I copied from fabric. This is painted paper here. If you don't know how to do painted paper, let me know and I will do a video on just painted paper. But I think I've got a video showing how I do it, but I didn't never, I don't think I did one all the way through. But this is my heart journal, and this is where I put bands here, so I can stick tags and stuff under there, or a journal card, whatever. And this was one of my wireless paper clips, so I just clipped it on there. And I've got a video on the wireless paper clips. But I put the little horses on there for my grandson. He was here and we was making paper clips, so I used the horse. This is where I used one of my trims. And you just use it as a belly band. This is called a belly band. You can put it across your page, up and down your page, any way you want it, and then just have it for a journaling card or a tag or whatever you want. And that's making trim for the junk journals or for your journals. It don't matter what kind of journal you use it in, or no matter what you use it on. You can trim out a t-shirt with it or whatever. And anyway, that's what I got for you right now. And this is Mama Pat and Rosie. We'll see you later.